Over 300. That is how many travel nursing agencies are operating in the US right now. 300. And yet, the classic beginner's trap is picking just one agency based on, a random Google search or whoever happens to call them first, and they just hope for the best. Fast forward 6 months, and they're wondering why they feel stuck. But experienced travelers, they run a completely different playbook. They know loyalty doesn't pay. Instead, they create a literal bidding war by working with 2 to 3 agencies simultaneously. Welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely pumped to guide you through this material because today we are taking complete control of your travel nursing career. We're going to break down exactly how you evaluate any travel nurse agency out there, completely stripping away the marketing fluff. We are relying strictly on independent data and the actual strategies used by top-earning travel nurses to secure the absolute best contracts in 2026.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap. The 5 criteria that actually matter, the 3 agency tiers, the hidden bill rate, 7 absolute red flags, and finally, the multi-agency playbook.
Section 1, the 5 criteria that actually matter. Most nurses evaluate agencies on totally the wrong things. Brand recognition, flashy Instagrams, or just what their friends are using. Honestly, forget all that. You need to look at 5 concrete criteria that actually predict how well an agency is going to serve you. Number 1 is recruiter responsiveness. Your very first contract is going to generate a literal mountain of questions. Licensing, housing, compliance paperwork, taxes. You absolutely need a recruiter who picks up the phone and doesn't pull a Houdini disappearing act the second you sign the contract. They are your lifeline. Criteria number 2, experience minimums. And hey, quick reality check here. Those experience requirements you see on job postings, the agency doesn't set those. The hospital does. An agency can only offer you what their hospital partners will actually accept. And the truth is, at 12 months of clinical experience, your contract options are meaningfully narrower than they are at 24 months. Number 3 is day 1 benefits. As a travel nurse, you're going to have gaps between your contracts. Agencies that start your health insurance on day 1 of your assignment, rather than making you suffer through some ridiculous waiting period, are offering a non-negotiable safety net. This is especially huge for first-time travelers who haven't quite built up the savings to cover out-of-pocket health expenses. Next up, dedicated credentialing. Listen, your onboarding compliance checklist is a beast. Background checks, drug screens, state licensing. If your recruiter is trying to juggle all of that while also finding your jobs, things are going to fall through the cracks. You want an agency that has a separate, dedicated credentialing team to make this notoriously stressful process significantly smoother. And our 5th criterion is pay transparency. This is your ultimate litmus test. A good agency gives you a full written breakdown of your taxable wages, stipends, and deductions before you ever commit. If a recruiter tries to hide the math or, treats your pay package like classified nuclear codes before you submit your profile, yeah, that's your cue to confidently walk away. Section 2, the 3 agency tiers and experience. So, not all agencies are built the same, right? Finding the right fit depends entirely on your experience level. They generally fall into 3 distinct tiers. Tier 1 are the large nationals. Think maximum job inventory, but recruiter quality can be incredibly hit or miss. Tier 2 are mid-size agencies. These are fantastic for first-time travelers because they offer genuine hand-holding and best support, even with the slightly smaller job pool. And finally, Tier 3 are boutique agencies. They generally offer top pay and higher transparency, which is absolutely perfect for experienced travelers who prioritize pay over sheer job volume. Now, how does your specific specialty play into this? Well, for med-surg and telemetry, 1 year is usually the most accessible entry point. But for ICU and critical care or the ER, while 1 year might get your foot in the door at some places, the highly competitive contracts and major trauma centers, they are really going to demand 1 to 2 years, often requiring 2 full years plus specific certifications. Building on that, if you are in labor and delivery or the operating room, you are facing an almost universal, strict 2-year minimum. A nurse with 12 months of L&D experience is really going to struggle to find placement simply because the hospitals won't accept less. Knowing the exact minimums for your specialty is so critical because it sets the realistic universe of what contracts are actually available to you. Section 3, the hidden bill rate. Oh man, this is where it gets incredibly fascinating. We are about to uncover the exact financial conversation that most staffing agencies pray you never, ever bring up: the 25 to 40% agency margin.
See, the bill rate is the total hourly amount the hospital pays the agency. Your pay rate is just what's left over. And that cut, the agency margin, typically runs between 25 and 40%. That is a massive chunk of money the agency quietly pockets before a single dollar reaches your bank account.
To put that into perspective, let's say a hospital is paying a $150 per hour bill rate. The agency is keeping a $40 to $60 per hour margin gap. That means $40 to $60 for every single hour you work is staying with the agency. Understanding this gap is exactly why pay transparency is so absolutely crucial and why you need leverage to negotiate.
Section 4. 7 red flags to avoid.
Now that we know how the money works, it is time to play a little defense. Here are the absolute deal breakers that signal a bad contract, regardless of how big the agency's name is. Red flag 1, they won't provide a written pay breakdown. Red flag 2, high-pressure sales tactics, telling you this won't last to force a fast signature. Number 3, and this is a major strategic danger, they demand you sign an exclusivity agreement. Literally, never do this. And number 4, zero dedicated credentialing support, leaving you flying totally blind. Rounding out our red flags, number 5 is huge, an unusually high housing stipend paired with a very low taxable hourly rate. Guys, this is a massive IRS audit risk signal. Do not ignore it. Number 6 is a recruiter who ghosts you the minute you sign. And finally, number 7, no clear policy for mid-assignment cancellations. Hospitals cancel contracts for budget cuts all the time. If your agency doesn't have a clear plan for your housing and pay when that happens, you are walking into a total nightmare.
Section 5. The multi-agency playbook. Defenses are up now, let's pivot to offense. To maximize your pay, you must follow this core strategy. Step 1, maintain active profiles with 2 to 3 agencies simultaneously. Step 2, submit to the exact same markets through those different agencies. Step 3, use the offers they give you to benchmark against each other. And step 4, like we said, never ever sign exclusivity. Running multiple agencies forces them to give you their absolute best, top of market rates.
Now, when you start doing this, recruiters will inevitably try to gauge your leverage. They'll ask if you're working with anyone else. I want you to use this exact script. Yes, I'm in conversations with a couple of agencies right now. I'm evaluating which are the best fit for my specialty. It's honest, it signals extreme market awareness, and I guarantee it almost always produces a better initial offer than you would have gotten otherwise.
But remember, the agency brand only goes so far. A great recruiter at an okay agency beats a terrible recruiter at a giant national agency every single time. You have to interview them. Ask how many first-time travelers they've actually placed. Demand that line-by-line pay breakdown. Confirm exactly what their check-in schedule looks like while you're on assignment. Which brings us to the defining thesis of this entire explainer, the strategic gem. The best travel nurse agency isn't found, it is created through competition. The nurses out there walking away with the best contracts, the highest pay, and the best support, they aren't the ones who just got lucky and stumbled onto a magical agency. They are the ones who intentionally evaluated their options, used competing offers to surface the real market rate, and forced agencies to step up. So, what's it going to be? As you prepare for your next assignment, are you going to be the beginner who picks one agency and just crosses their fingers, or are you going to use this playbook, take control, and build your own competitive bidding war? The power is literally in your hands now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go get out there and take control of your career.